kita semua. Thank you very much for attending this event, what we call it International Professional Week. And this event is for the first time we hold in BINUS Business School. As a prominent business school, we strive to provide and equip highly quality for education in business. So not only we have it in our classroom, also we collaborate with industry and organization to provide or to share their knowledge and experience with us. To that end, we have invited 11 prominent speakers from 5 industries. Let me mention them one by one to appreciate for their attending for participation in our event. Bapak Irvan Helmi from Anomaly Coffee and Pipiltin Cocoa, Ibu Silin Limantara from Union Group, Bapak Diota Marsudi from Bank Aladin Syariah Tbk, Bapak William from Stockbit and Bibit.id, Bapak Monty Hasan from Topiku, Bapak Toton Januar from Toton, Bapak Christopher Sada from Articraft Indonesia, Bapak Haikal Kamil from Kais Corpora Indonesia, Bapak Arif Haryanto, Bapak Gustian Mardika, Bapak Sepri Situmeang from FTA Center Jakarta, Kementerian Perdagangan, Bapak Wenhan Lim from Gorilla Esport, and last but not least is Bapak Redemptus Rangga from Rangkai Kreativitas Indonesia. On behalf of BINUS Business School, I would like to express my gratitude for those 11 prominent speakers. They are all busy person, they are all successful people, and they are willing to share their insight, their knowledge, their experience with us. Because this sharing session is these days very, very important regarding the development in the world. Not only because we just coming out from the pandemic, it's been 2 years, but also a lot of uncertainty happen right now in the world because of the war in Russia, between Russia and Ukraine. It's been 100 days that caused inflation to the roof, also caused global food crisis. So all these things maybe need creativity, innovation from business practitioners. So we want to learn from them how they prepare and manage their organization to survive in this kind of situation. So again, I would like to express my gratitude to those 11 prominent speakers, and also I would like to express my gratitude to organizing committee led by Dr. Lily Dahlia. Thank you very much, teman-teman, for your dedication and hard work. So this event can be held for the first time, and hopefully this is not the first and only. Okay, Ibu Lily, maybe hopefully it will be the second, the third time in the futures. So I think that's it from me. I give it back to Priska to continue the event. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Desi. Now let us hear a few words from the Chairperson of International Professional Week 2022, Dr. Dahlia Darmayanti, MIM.
Good morning, Bapak, Ibu, and all participants. I am Dahlia Darmayanti, the Chairperson of the International Professional Week 2022, held by BINUS Business School, or BBS. First of all, I would like to extend my warm welcome to all of you, and thank you very much for being here this morning. With this year's theme, Discovering Business Opportunities, which the event that would allow us actually to gain an in-depth insight. And I believe that we will be learning about the various business strategy during uncertain and turbulent time. Therefore, through our series of webinars, we have invited professionals from food and beverage, finance, sustainable fashion, export, and entertainment industries. Before we get started, allow me to express my sincere appreciation to Director of BINUS University, Director of BBS, Director of BINUS Global, Dean of BBS, lecturers, prominent guest speakers, and all the participants. Not to forget to thank you to the committee who generously have helped to make this event come together. Again, a very warm welcome to each of you, and hopefully this week will be fun and full of the learning experience from all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibu Lily. Now, before I invite our moderator and our speaker, let's check this upcoming video.
And full of the learning experience from all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibu Lily. Now, before I invite our
and full of the learning experience from all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibu Lily.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Bapak Ibu audiences. We are honored today to have Mr. Irvan Helmi here as one of our distinguished speakers of International Professional Week of BINUS Business School. My name is Sadila Anggraini, and I'm going to be your moderator for today's session. Let me introduce Pak Irvan Helmi to you first. Pak Irvan Helmi is a co-founder of Anomaly Coffee, Indonesia Coffee Academy, Pipiltin Koa, as well as Kopi Asli Indonesia. He holds a bachelor degree of computer science from University of Indonesia, as well as a master of public health from Gajah Mada University. Pak Irvan, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Ms. Adelia. I'm humbled and honored to speak in front of you, and hopefully this discussion would be beneficial for the future of all our activities. Yeah. So I will ask to share content first. I'll try to share screen now. Okay, so I hope you see my presentation now. If there's any technical glitch, just tell me. I will continue on my presentation. So I would like to bring this title, that future impact of future is impact enterprise. So what do I mean by this title? We know that more and more businesses are lingering along with this sustainable and how we can be more inclusive to our value chain from upstream to downstream. Yeah. So by bringing this impact enterprise, it's like future proving our own business. So I would like to introduce, first of all, is Anomaly Coffee, and the second would be Pipiltin Cocoa. And this presentation would also touch a little bit about what are the big challenges in the future, in the near future. So Anomaly Coffee is established in 2007. It is we are not a coffee shop company. We are not a coffee roaster company. So we function ourselves to be a coffee curator. By this function of curating coffee, we believe that we need to be deeper in knowledge to know more about the culture, to know more about the upstream community, not just selling coffees. So by doing this coffee curating, we also find a tool to promote Indonesian coffee by roasting the coffee, by serving the coffee, while we are explaining what is in the coffee, what are the flavors and where the coffee comes from, and so on and so forth. So by defining ourselves not just to be a coffee shop, not just to be a coffee roasting company, it is one of the most important thing for our business. Otherwise, we are stuck in our own box of vision of coffee shop. Yeah. So we believe that to live in the coffee ecosystem, it is one of our DNA. So this is the Anomaly Coffee map. Of course, we focus on the Indonesian coffee, ranging from Aceh all the way to Papua. And you know what? There is one fact that anyone cannot negotiate or put some argument that we are the most diverse single origin coffee producer in the world. So it has to become the vision of Indonesian coffee that we are not gonna be, for example, like the highest producing Robusta in, for example, like Vietnam, or the most producing Arabica coffee like in Brazil and Colombia. But we are really diverse. So if we believe in this fact and we put some effort toward this vision, I think we will win the world market of the most diverse coffee producer in the world. Well, if you see, I know this is quite a small, so I try to zoom it up a little bit. For example, in Aceh, you'll have this cinnamon and caramel and chocolate taste compared to Sumatra Dolok Sanggul. It is a neighboring origin, yeah. It has spices and hazelnut notes compared to Kerinci, for example. Fruity melon even exists in Sumatra Kerinci. Not comparing to Papua all the way, we taste a maple hint of maple, yeah, or maple wood, yeah, maple syrup from Papua Wamena. So it is not just a different origin, but it's also far different taste, far different flavors, far different experience. These are the coffee that we bring to the market. We put also blend, Black Pearl Espresso, and also the origins that I mentioned about. So what is the function of, as I said in the title, yeah, impact enterprise? What is impact enterprise? Well, to put into example, is it an act of kindness, or is it more into a business call? If it is an act of full kindness and we don't put any commercial vested interest into the business, we'll become social enterprise. Well, in social enterprise, of course, you can sell and be profitable, but the mindset usually, yeah, it's not all, but usually the mindset is business sustainability is not the core of it. While impact in enterprise, business sustainability as an economic sustainable, it is the core, still the core of the enterprise. But by empowering the upstream community, we are building stronger foundation to our business itself. So it is a business call to empower the upstream, to empower the community, to empower the farmers alongside all the value chains, yeah, before us, before Anomaly, so that our whole ecosystem would become stronger. So we believe in Anomaly Coffee and also Pipiltin Cocoa that those kind of value and those kind of act is really a future proofing our business. Well, we'll bring some fact that some associations, some research, if you Googled it, about coffee, that it will be scarcity in 2035, or it will be there's a scarcity in coffee in 2055. It's really depends on what research body present you the data. But if we're not doing anything in the upstream, if we are not doing anything to have some impact, I think we are jeopardizing ourselves. So that's what we mean about impact enterprise compared to purely commercial business. So, for example, we built drying facility for our coffee farmers in Gunung Halu in West Java, and we train along with some associations. Yes, for example, in this example, we work with Sustainable Coffee Platform of Indonesia, so-called Coffe, to penetrate, to disseminate curriculum of how to do good agriculture practices. This is the example, a remarkable man, Mr. Max, yeah, Pak Max, yeah. He's a chief coffee farmer in Wamena, Papua, and now we are dealing with his own son, Yan Lani. Yeah, his name is Yan Lani, the future generation of coffee farmers that we are gaining truthful relationship and really building this Papua coffee to become more sustainable. So these are the training locations. In Bandung, we have it is around West Java, actually, in Garut, Mekarwangi. It is in Gunung Puntang. Also, we work with classic beans. Yeah. So also in Majalengka is mostly Robusta. Temanggung also mostly Robusta. The training locations. We have also in Toraja. We just arrived from area called Totabi, where we are planning to continue disseminate the curriculum. And also we've been to Deyai, Monemani, Modio District, Tolikara, Wamena, Kabupaten Mulia. It is all in Papua, where we disseminate the curriculum with the help of Scopy. So we don't walk the whole impact enterprise alone. Yeah, we have to work with all together with the whole association. And these are one of the most interesting story about Gunung Halu. You know, if we talk about impact, it's not always about environmental impact, it's not always about economical impact, but it is very important if we have intervention in social impact. What do we mean by that is, before 2012 or 2011, you may not hear about Gunung Halu coffee. I think it's safe to say there is Gunung Halu coffee. There's a name of Gunung Halu, yeah. The name of Gunung Halu. It is non-existent, yeah, before 2012 or 2011. So, short story: we taste the coffee from Gunung Halu in, I think, 2010, yeah, 2011, and the taste is really overwhelming. It's really good. the cupping score is beyond specialty, is maybe super specialty, if there's a word so-called super specialty. And then we came into the plantation, how we can empower. So we put the drying facility there so that the post-harvesting would be consistent. And we talked to the farmers, we need a new name for this kind of coffee. So we agree to name Gunung Halu because the coffee plantation is in the mountain of Halu. So Halu is a real name, it's not, we don't come up with the name of Halu, yeah, it is a real name of a mountain there. So we shared responsibility along the supply chain from the farmer to the upstream, us as an Anomaly Coffee. So they are being recognized. They are being recognized. So they want to put high quality because they are proud to their coffee. And then 3 years ago, we sent the coffee to the competition in France, AVPA, AVPA in Paris. And twice, yeah, actually. So the first is bronze, the second is silver medal. So can you imagine how the farmers are being recognized, are being involved, and are being we are being so inclusive along the supply chain. So in that way, they are also sustaining a high quality and inconsistent quality. And we penetrate the coffee to vast majority of our, of course, in our coffee shops and also luxury hotels, yeah. And we are very proud of this Gunung Halu. So how we put education value, because without market education, it is almost impossible to sell some coffee from Gunung Halu and tell a story about Pak Asep, yeah, the chief of farmer there, striving to get higher and quality and more consistent coffee. So we invite our customer to experience a free knowledge. So we engage customers. We believe that if we share knowledge, it's hard for the customers to forget about us. It's hard for the customers to forget about from where the knowledge comes from. So it is a marketing effort. It is truly commercial, but we put the value of education inside the marketing effort. So we have Saturday free hands-on brewing. We have Thursday free coffee tasting for our customers. And by the way, the days you can ask in our coffee shops. Yeah, it may vary from because after the pandemic. Yeah, but it is still free. That's we are guarantee. So we have the story about coffee throughout Indonesia, and it's been for 15 years until this day. So we built a group. We built an ecosystem inside ourselves. So the first, as you may know, but the brand called Anomaly Coffee. It is a coffee shop and roastery. And the second is our trading arm. We import espresso machines, coffee utensils, coffee grinders. Yeah. Also, we distribute Indonesian-made coffee utensils nationwide throughout Indonesia. So we have supplied more than 250 coffee shops all over Indonesia. And the third is Indonesia Coffee Academy. It's an academy where we disseminate curriculum about post-harvesting, roasting, barista, how to brew coffee, how to make latte art, and all the way to making your own coffee business using this third company called Indonesia Coffee Academy. So, and to maybe name a few, yeah, in Indonesia Coffee Academy, we have 4,000 alumni until 2020. And For example, one of our biggest client is Kopi Kenangan. Is more than 900 people are from Kopi Kenangan graduating from Indonesia Coffee Academy. We are working with them 1 year ago to disseminate to rolling out faster and faster chain of Kopi Kenangan. So this is the whole supply chain that we try to elaborate. The farmers, the cooperatives, the traders, the consultation, coffee training, roasted beans, coffee tools, and coffee shops. And at the end of the day, there are you, as a consumer. So where we exist, where the Anomaly Group presence in this whole supply chain. So I have to introduce the newly formed company called Jejak. So it is a digital ecosystem. We focus on traceability digital ecosystem. So we want to make sure that if you drink coffee from Gunung Halu, we can prove that it is from Gunung Halu, from which location, from who the farmer are harvesting the coffee. And also one of the most important and interesting thing about Jejak is the farmer can know where the coffee are being consumed, right? So it is a two-way traceability. It is not just one-way traceability. This is the fourth company that established this year. So if you see that the whole chain, the whole supply chain, from the farmers cooperative, there is the Jejak, the traders, it is Kai. So because we sell also green bean, roasted beans, to roasting, even roasting companies. So consultation, coffee training, there is Indonesia Coffee Academy, and all the way to coffee shop, there is Anomaly. This is the brand that we carry. We import Sineso. It is a highly engineered espresso machine made in USA. It is a hand-built espresso machine called Sineso. There's Hario, Kaflano, Stojo, so all over from Northern European called Ailio Papress, all the way to Lighttels from Korea. So we work with a lot of companies to bring more and more technology to Indonesia. These are the brands that we supply. So this is the fact I want to bring to this discussion. It is not just coffee. We have to understand it may happen to other commodity as well. It is maybe a food security. There's a hot topic in Indonesia, food security. So production-wise, compared to 10 years, 10 years ago until now, okay, we increased 17%, but wait until you see the consumption growth. It is 250% compared to 10 years ago. So as 10 years ago per capita, we drink maybe one cups a day. So now we drink 2.5 cups a day, just to be get the numbers easy to be understand. So it is a good again, it is a good challenge because the demand is there, and how we act on the supply chain. There is a big opportunity in business of upstream business in coffee, to be frank with. So with this kind of attitude, we introduce a campaign called Ceritain Kopi Indonesia, so that we are not selling coffee, but we bring you a coffee experience. So that's about Anomaly. So what is it about chocolate in Indonesia? What brings me to chocolate business? So me and my sister, we are the founder of Pipiltin Cocoa. It is established in 2013. And funny story about chocolate is, during my work with Anomaly, 2007, 2008, 2009, we visit a lot of coffee plantation, and we visit in higher altitude, while in lower altitude, we found so many cocoa plantations. So we start to think, me and my sister, she really loved to bake and all doing the pastry thing. Why don't we establish an Indonesian chocolate company where we source the coffee beans from the farmers, we produce bean to bar, we direct trade, try to export, and so on and so forth. And then our dream starting to come true. So we export to Japan, Russia, Singapore, Malaysia, even Switzerland. It's like selling chiller to the Northern Pole, right? Selling chocolate to Switzerland. And we do exactly cocoa bean to bar production now in Jakarta, and we are expanding to Bogor. So a little bit of the chocolate facts. Indonesia is the sixth, sorry for the typo, yeah, is the sixth largest cocoa bean producer. We were the third largest cocoa producer, but well, to cut the story short, it is not really sustainable to sorry, to produce chocolate in a mass scale, but it is really profitable to produce in a fine cocoa scale. That's why Pipiltin cocoa farmers are expanding more and more productivity, while in mass chocolate, we can see the data is more declining because it is not really profitable. It's far cheaper to import chocolate from Ghana and Ivory Coast to produce mass chocolate, yeah, compared to fine cocoa, where Pipiltin exists in fine cocoa market. So cocoa trees only grow in tropical climates, so it's impossible to say it is a chocolate. It is a Belgian chocolate coming from Belgian cacao tree. There does not exist those kind of thing, yeah. And there is a premium chocolate from Switzerland called. Then they sell a Grand Cru. There's a high quality of chocolate. And you know what? They import from Indonesia. They import from Jember. So these facts are linking in our thoughts here before we open Pipiltin Cocoa. So the same as Anomaly Coffee, we want to bring diversity because we are the most diverse single origin cocoa producer in the world. So you can see in Indonesia, we have this DNA of diverse. We have diverse race. We have a diverse tone of skin. We have diverse of dialects of language. So diversity has become the DNA of Indonesia. So that's why our motto in Pipiltin is "Beda-beda itu enak." How do you say it in English? So please help write into the chat, yeah, the chat room. What is in English the best term of "Beda-beda itu enak"? Yeah. Give us some input, yeah. So we have the origin from Aceh, from East Java, from Bali, from Flores, from Ransiki, West Papua, and even the latest from Kampung Merasa, East Kalimantan. It is, and the flavors are so different. We have a flavor map later on in our slide, yeah. So what is the difference between mass produced and small medium? We are small medium enterprise, and we are exist in the well penetrated mass produced chocolate. Yeah, they put additional flavors in mass chocolate because they want to put consistent of taste. While we are not speaking about consistent of taste, we are speaking of high quality and diversity of taste. So it is a far different approach. So we only produce couverture. Maybe I will explain it a bit brief. Yeah, you can later on Google it and study more about the different couverture and compound. Or basically, couverture is all natural. We don't separate the cocoa butter from the cocoa mass. So that's why we have more and more complex flavor compared to compound chocolate. So before 2018, you may not see the word Ransiki chocolate because we are, I can safely say that Pipiltin is the pioneer to introduce the name Ransiki. It is a location in South Manokwari in Mansel, yeah, Manokwari Selatan is the name of the district, yeah, the kabupaten. So we introduced Ransiki. So to have a more social impact to the farmer, so they would see that it's more optimistic for Ransiki to exist in the market of chocolate. They want to be recognized, so we give the Ransiki even far bigger size of letters compared to Pipiltin Cocoa. Yeah, so it is a gesture of optimism that we want to bring to the market. Also, we want to bring for the upstream community. So the story is just overwhelming. There is a West Papuan Arfak Mountain that exists, newly discovered a bird called a Vogelkop Super. That's why we put the graphic of Vogelkop Super bird. It is a family of paradise, the bird of paradise. Man, you have to Google it into and you see the video maybe in YouTube. It's really, really beautiful. It's hard to not fall in love with this kind of story. Yeah, and the people are the farmers of Transiki they live in the buffer zone of Arfak Mountain. So if we can share the economical value to them, we believe that they want to sustain the story about how can they benefit, how can they put more and more effort to intact forest, because intact forest brings us story and narrative to sell Transiki chocolate. So this whole story is really connected between environmental, social, and also economical. And this is the latest chocolate we launched in January 2022, Kampung Merasa. We work with ecotourism called Sebumi. How can we put a new challenge? Yeah, not just selling chocolate, but selling the whole experience, bring ecotourism back to the Merasa and in East Kalimantan. There is very, very beautiful locations. And in September, we want to launch this itinerary to go to Kampung Merasa. It's a 5-day trip. I will be joining as well in September with close friends of ours, and you'll be able also to join to sebumi.id. You can have a look on the Instagram and ask things about itinerary of Kampung Merasa. So this is the flavor maps, yeah. So we are not just selling Aceh different in Ransiki, just a different location, but we also very confident that it is a different flavors. We work with Osaka University. It's been 2 years now, and they prove with their metabolomics laboratory. It's called metabolomics, yeah, metabolomics laboratory in Osaka University, and they prove that our chocolates, Indonesian chocolates, not just diverse in locations, diverse in culture, in harvesting and post-harvesting, but also diverse in taste. If you see here, Aceh, they present you with nati cashew compared to East Java, more raisins, yeah, and West Papua creamy nati, and so on and so forth. Is already mentioned, where we direct source from the farmers, and it's quite interesting story that it's beyond dreams, yeah, that the king and queen of the Netherlands visited Pipiltin Cocoa 2 days before the lockdown of Jakarta. So they visited the palace, the presidential palace in Bogor. From there, they visited this small to medium factory in Jakarta, in Barito, and you are all also invited to visit our factory in Barito. It's really close to BINUS in South Jakarta location, yeah. So it is really beyond dreams to have this kind of exposure, to have recognized Indonesian chocolates to this kind of people and this vast media in the Netherlands. So these are the selections of the chocolates, and this is the highest growth, yeah, product, the chocolate drinks, and we bring single origin chocolate drinks also to be brewed, to be mixed with milk, mixed with hot water, maybe mixed with even soda to become a very delicious beverage. So this is our store in Grand Indonesia. This is the launching of Kampung Merasa, attended by Pak Triawan Munafin himself, yeah, and also the government of Papua, the governor, the vice governor, it's interesting people there. So These are our clients, Raffles, Fairmont, Grand Hyatt, Kopi Kenangan. We also supply to Kopi Kenangan. If you drink iced chocolate from Kopi Kenangan, yeah, you'll drink chocolate from Pipiltin Cocoa as well. So this is the story about we always present Indonesian chocolate story to Japan. The co-founder Tisa, my sister, explaining about how can you differentiate between this origin and that origin. So this last but not least, this is the last slide. Yeah, we have a big challenge. We are in a rapid market change. Is spray and pray a useful concept? Have you heard about spray and pray? So you spray the idea, you spray the product, and then you pray. Which product will grow your market? So, and the second challenge is small medium enterprise infrastructure is not yet optimized in my opinion. How can legal help us in time to market? Yeah. And what about organic certification? Is it optimized for small medium farmers, or is it more optimized to vast estate? Yeah. Because Pipiltin and Anomaly, we work with smallholders, and I believe majority of small medium enterprises are also working with smallholders, farmers. And last but not least, the third big, I think the biggest challenge here, it is the upstream regeneration. Younger audience are not visioning their future to become a farmer. So in agriculture country like Indonesia, it is like the biggest challenge. How can we get food security in the future? If you see the research in LIPI, they said that the average age of farmers is 52 years old. They are still shoveling. And how can this work? Yeah, without mechanization as well, whatsoever. So it's very tiring task. Yeah, and also Bappenas, they predict the year 2063, Indonesia will run out of farmers if we don't do a thing. Yeah, if there's no implementation of technology, if there's no implementation of mechanization, if we don't disseminate knowledge how to plan harvesting in the future, and so on and so forth, it's really the big challenge. So one of the keywords that I want to close this discussion, and we also have some experiences, is collaboration. How can we be relevant in this rapid change of market? So we collaborate. For example, if you know Omobi, yeah, Motomobi, it is a good, very interesting channel in YouTube, yeah, and also in Instagram about automotive. So we built a product with Omobi named Kopi Turbo, and we also work with Duanyam. It is a very interesting product coming from Flores. Yeah, maybe you may search about it, and it is quite biased. Yeah, Anomaly work with Pipiltin, yeah, to support the local, support local. So in Pipiltin, we also experienced the latest collaboration is with Logitech. Logitech is we call Logi now. They want to be called Logi now. The company is coming from Switzerland. Interesting. It is a design company. So they are in a design company. They design mouse, keyboards. Also, they produce those kind of electronic things, and we collaborate with them because what we have a research that people are eating chocolate during their snack time. Snack time while they're working. While they're working, they use keyboards and mouse. So we try to aligning our product between Logitech and Pipiltin. So, and it works. So we are happy to present you this collaboration. And we also collaborate with Isha Hening, is a design, graphical design. If you know Raisa, if you know Iwan Fals, once they put into live in performance, the big screen, it's coming from the creation of Isha Hening. And all the way to Chef Juna, we work with Chef Juna to present this chocolate drink, Ancient Aztec, and we put some more cinnamon and chili powder, and it's approved by Chef Juna, and we collaborate together. So brand is a promise. So we believe in doing good. honest and deep story is what we carry. And sustainable and inclusivity, what we try to put some legacy. So hope there's gonna be a good discussion later on. And thank you very much for your attention.
Hey, thank you very much, Pak Irvan, for your insightful and interesting presentation and share with us. I'm providing opportunities to the audiences to ask questions, whether it is directly by opening up your mic, as well as ask questions directly to our speaker today, or through the chat box. Okay, Pak Irvan, seems that we have already had 2 questions over here from Ibu Yaya Amin. Yeah, may I read it from the chat box?
Miss, I also have.
Okay, sorry. Let's answer this question first. Yeah? First, what does Anomaly do with its coffee waste? And second, how Pipiltin and Anomaly develop its products? Is it yeah, basically. And which part of the sustainability that becomes, integrated perhaps in your operational activities? Yeah. Or whether people would still consider it to be a necessity or a mere temporary enjoyment. Okay, I think we can answer the first 2 questions, Irvan.
Mbak Dilia?
Sorry,
Can
Pak.
you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
So I'm back now, I think.
Okay. All right,
so I'll try to answer the first question. Yeah. Anomaly with its coffee waste. So we work with one of the company that are upcycling the coffee pack, yeah, of Anomaly Coffee called Rebrew. But I'm not sure that after the pandemic they still exist now. Just to make sure. So they upcycle to become a skincare. It's skincare products. So I don't know about how can they build a cream, yeah, by using our coffee pack, but it is quite an interesting product to upcycle, right? So and the second is how people and Anomaly develop its product. Do you have an own lab to mix and develop specific taste? Okay, so first of all, in Anomaly we have 7 certified people in coffee quality Q grader. So Q grader is an international certification to how do you say it? Yeah, to quantify a specific coffee. So we put score into coffee origins. Yeah, so it is not like it needs practice and it needs certification to be able to do coffee scoring. Yeah. So we call it a Q grader. There's a call of the group. Yeah. So we have 7 people, and it is not a lab. It is real people, and we use some also a laboratory kind of tools, yeah, to measure the how many sugars inside the brewed coffee and so on and so forth. Yeah. In Pipiltin is more challenging in chocolate because chocolate market is not yet how can you say it? The penetration is not that high compared to coffee. So there is no certification that is globally known as one trusted system. Yeah. So we build our own group inside of Pipiltin how to measure the quality, the flavors, the texture for some origins of chocolates. So those kind of result we match into market research, Mbak Dilia. So for example, we research what is the perception of chocolate, the people to consume chocolate. What is the best time? In what form? So we built a research with some prominent agency. Yeah, it is quite a small research, and we We limit ourselves not into the vast nationwide, but into big cities of Indonesia. And the result is really, really beneficial. How to put some effort into innovating our product. Yeah. So that's why we have a choco drink, and it is the fastest growing product. It is based on market research, Mbak Delia.
Okay, all right, that's interesting.
That answers.
So in this case, it means that for chocolate, you don't have an internationally accepted standard yet in terms of
Not yet.
quality. Oh, I see. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting to know. Bu Yaya, hopefully that answers your questions. Yeah. Pak Irvan, let's move to the next one. This is a question from one of our students, Jordi, about sustainability. Yeah. How do you basically place? Yeah, how do you where does sustainability basically exist in your company? Is it in the process itself, or is it the final product, or the whole operations? And whether the coffee market will still be sustainable in the next few years or not? I think this is quite a loaded question, yeah, but it's also very relevant to our discussion today.
Okay, so sustainability. So we have three foundation, three building blocks, yeah, three pillars in sustainability. The first is social, the second is environmental, the third is economical. So what we do in Anomaly Coffee and Pipiltin Cocoa is we convince the whole supply chain to understand that sustainability is really important. Otherwise, we jeopardize our own business. So there's no more Indonesian chocolates, there are no more Indonesian coffees, right? So social is the number one, how to convince, how to share the knowledge along the supply chain. The second, also in social, we try, as mentioned in my presentation before, to engage with specific origin, Mbak Delia, is really important. It is in social intervention as well. How we recognize the small origins and trusting them, trusting our own brand, yeah. Collaborating in Ransiki, for example, collaborating with Gunung Halu community, for example. It is the core of social aspect of sustainability, while we are also giving them the understanding about if you create a higher quality of coffee and higher quality of cocoa, we will pay, we will appreciate the product also higher. So we purchase with higher price, right? So they understand the consequence between the social aspect by being recognized and also economical aspects, yeah. But at the end of the day, without environmental aspects, we are how do you say, if the chocolate tastes good, if the coffee tastes wonderful, if the farmers are being so happy, but there is some news telling you about, hey, those kind of coffee and chocolate are burning trees in the forest because they're trying to expand the plantation, for example. I think those kind of news, yeah, will kill the whole effort that we are forming with a huge and estafette, yeah, estafette effort, right? So continuous effort. So environmental aspect is really, really important, so that we are in the common ground for all the way from upstream to downstream, and those whole aspects are being executed, of course, with some need to learn more, yeah, how to do it faster to penetrate the market, because the biggest challenge, Madilia, of doing sustainability business in Indonesia is, how do you think the market will react if they compare to more sustainable and cheaper product? Which one they choose, right? So it is still in the premature, I think, in Indonesia of how we can penetrate sustainable products to the market. But we all have to start and we all have to believe in sustainable. And if we believe that the community is going there. If you see, even my daughter's education they are also being aware of the importance of sustainability. So these are the future buyers, right? If we are not pioneering in this kind of effort, I think we are losing the future.
Yeah, you're right, but
Hope
sustainability,
that
yes.
answer.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, sustainability has also been one of the topics, one of the hot topics that we embed in our curriculum in a lot of our subjects. And I agree with you that some consumers will still think that there is a trade-off between, affordable prices and perhaps the more sustainable options. Yeah, but then there have also been some markets perhaps who are more aware about environment and who are willing to perhaps spend a little bit more, for products which are more environmentally conscious in this case. Okay, thank you, Pak Irvan. Jody, hopefully that answers your questions. Yeah,
I think there's I'm reading the chat once more just to make sure that we answer the question. Therefore, I'm curious in your opinion, will coffee market still be sustainable in the next future? So, about to be frank, Mbak Delia, there is one issue that we still have a biggest, also big challenge. Yeah, it's about plastic cups, right? I mean, if you read the news that some brand shops, there are two brands, that has more than 1,000 branches, Mbak Delia. It's really overwhelming. The business is just skyrocketed. But the issue is about plastic cup. And even more, paper that is insulated with a thin plastic. It is far more difficult. So if the innovation, if there's some innovation, if there's some innovation, not just in technology, but innovation also in regulation, Mbak Delia, how we can find also the common ground of regulating this whole ecosystem of industry, right? We don't want to have one brand or maybe 10 brand, opening up thousands of stores and leaving us with millions of plastic cups per month, right? So I think those kind of innovations and problems leads to innovations, and innovations leads to sustainable business. So I think it is a very big opportunity there.
All right, thank you very much. Leading back to the questions on, the growing coffee consumption, there's one question from Ibu Lily here. What are the considerations to open new outlets of Anomaly Coffee?
The consideration to open new outlets. Well, obviously, it is. We have to see the market demand and whether the demand really align with our values and our products. If it is not align with our products, but it align with our values, it means that we have to innovate. That's really we just opened our online office in Bali just 2 months ago, and we really see that the market in Bali, for example, is really asking for more local products. Even the hotels there in Bali are demanding for more local products. So the market is really shifting. Like big companies, like a big chain of hotel companies in the whole world are believing in the sustainability, and to act aligned to sustainability, for example, for a hotel in Bali is to purchase more local products. So that's where the SME of Indonesia is really winning. We are winning in the rush of going toward sustainable act, right? So in this way, we are seeing a very good opportunity to open in tourism, and we first we open in Bali, but we are also seeking opportunity to open maybe in Jogja. Yeah, but let's see in the future. And it's the same goes to Anomaly. Yeah, that's the same thinking.
Okay. So we are looking forward to visiting the new outlets, yeah, Ibu Lili. Okay, there is one question here as well, or two more questions actually from our students. From Basil Rafi, do you want to answer? Do you want to ask the question directly?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I've already written my question in the chat box, but let's just ask the question directly. So is it true that foreign coffee shops, Starbucks, get coffee seeds from Indonesia? And because you said in one of your statements that there's no such thing as Belgian chocolate or something that is related to Western coffee seeds, right? And there's one other question. You said in one of your statements that Coffee Kenangan founders graduated from Indonesian Coffee Academy. So does it mean that you and other founders of Anomaly Coffee graduated from Indonesian Coffee Academy? That's my question.
Yeah, thank you for the question. So let's answer about the Starbucks thing. Yeah, so the best selling coffee in Starbucks, correct me if I'm wrong, if you search through the internet, I mean the top 3, one of them are from Indonesia. It is from the North Sumatra, right? So if you come to Brastagi, yeah, you'll see a lot of it's like a coffee village, you know. It's like a coffee town, not village, sorry. It's coffee town. Every coffee people, US, and especially one of the most acknowledged brand in coffee is Starbucks. But they don't have coffee tree in the US, right? So why, though it's not asked, but why Indonesia has become one of the most best-selling coffee in the international coffee chain? Because short story is people are going to more healthier options. Arabica, Arabica has half of the caffeine of Robusta, but in Arabica there is some vivid acidity, and people don't like this vivid acidity. It's like a preference, right? It's not right or wrong, it's just preference. And coffee from North Sumatra, while they're still Arabica coffee, they has a low perception of acidity. So that's become a really strategic commodity of the world, right? Because it is hard to imitate a low acidic coffee if you plant in Ethiopia, for example. The same tree will result a higher acidity. So I hope this bring more perception, yeah. How's Indonesian coffee compared to others, and have a high presence in the international coffee chain. And second is about Coffee Academy, right? So this is a funny thing about Coffee Academy. In 2005, before we established Anomaly Coffee, and before there's even Indonesia Coffee Academy, we are bootstrapping our business, right? So we know there is a fine school in San Francisco of coffee. We know there is a fine school of coffee in Melbourne, for example, but we don't have enough capital to go there and finance ourselves to become more knowledgeable. So what we do is we learn from the magazines, we learn from the books, we learn from a lot of people, where we emailed even Intelligentsia Coffee. It exists in Chicago, yeah, in Los Angeles. So to learn more about coffee, and along the way, and even there's no any academy in Indonesia, no school in Indonesia except one in Jember. So it is There is one institution called Indonesia Coffee and Cocoa Research Institute, ICCRI, in Jember, east of Java. There is they have a curriculum, but they have a curriculum mainly in upstream side, not in downstream side. So there's no barista academy. So why not we build our own academy to serve to Indonesian market, to so that people are easier to get knowledge, right? So we form a group of people. You know, we are not the best knowledge. We are not the most knowledgeable coffee people in Indonesia Academy. I mean, I myself, yeah, me and my co-founder Agam, we both are not the most knowledgeable coffee in Indonesia Coffee Academy. We have team there that are far more knowledgeable than Irvan and Agam as the co-founder of Anomaly, and that's the best thing about it. How we can learn from each other, and that's bringing more. It's like an enriching internal community. How to bring this academy going stronger, and I think that's it's hopefully answering the question, Bu Adila, or there are some points that I still have to cover.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, Pak Irvan. Hopefully that answered your questions. Yeah, thank you. Next, we have a questions from Jordi. Jordi, do you want to ask the question directly to Pak Irvan?
Oh yeah, sure. Hi. I'm just curious, like, can you elaborate more about green beans? I'm kind of interested in it. Thank you.
Thank you for the questions. Yeah, I really appreciate the questions, because by doing this, we have the discussion going well, right? And I'm not the most knowledgeable person, right? So if some of you may answer the business related wise, I'll be happy to learn more. Yeah. So I'm not coming from graduating from a business school, so I'm really humbled to speak upon this, ladies and gentlemen, inside this Zoom session, right? So more about green beans. Well, what do you want to know about green beans, Jordi? Indonesian green beans, we are the most diverse in compared to other country in the world. Number one, we are the most diverse, yeah, and it only exists in tropical climate. So there is no green beans coming from Northern European or Central European. they are in Africa, in Middle East, some of the Middle East countries, and including Indonesia. And about the green bean, it live more than 2 years. So for example, the harvesting if you harvest in 2022, it will still sustain until 2024 if you preserve it quite securely. And in the green bean, there is no flavors at all. It's just most of them are starch, right? In a form of cellulose in green beans. So most of them are starch, and there's no flavors. That's why we need to roast it. And if you seek some information, roasted green beans, yeah, compared to roasted beans compared to green bean, the green bean, it has only less than 100 compound, volatile compound. While if you are roasting it, it becomes more than 850 volatile compounds. So it is the more complex even compared to wine. Yeah, it's more complex even to any other fermented products, more complex than wine, beer, tape. So it is really interesting fact about the green bean. So please, Jordi, please share what kind of information you may want to know more about green bean.
Yeah, thank you so much for the information that you just talked about. Just curious, like as from a point of view of non-coffee drinker, I mean, like I'm not really an avid coffee drinker, but sometimes I do drink coffee. How can I actually differ green beans and like the regular beans? Like as a point of view of customer, you don't really know that it was a green bean, right?
Oh, I see. So the green bean is unroasted coffee, Jordi. Yeah? So any roasted coffee beans are coming from green bean. Green bean is like raw. It's like comparing the uh, it's really uncooked. So if you grind the green bean, it's just starch. So there is some confusion in the market, right? There is white coffee, there is green coffee, there is roasted coffee. So what are the difference? So maybe to share a bit about the facts, yeah. The green bean, there is some article, I don't know, Jordi, if you are referring to this kind of information, yeah. There is a healthier part of coffee called green bean for slimming, yeah, for the diet and all. Well, we still have to make sure whether it is just a gimmick or or is it really helps of drinking raw green bean or the mildly roasted green bean coffee. There is you grind it into powder and then you consume it. I'm not coming from a physician background, so I don't have the knowledge to explain about this. But there is a lot of information in the internet about the consuming green bean and the roasted beans. If this is what you are referring to, Jordi. So what we have in this product line of Anomaly, we don't sell green bean as a ready to drink or ready to consume green bean. It is in a term of we are trading the green bean to other roasters, Jordi.
All right, I understand now. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for the question.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think the names that were given by manufacturers were sometimes a bit confusing.
Yeah. And I would mention about white coffee.
Yeah. What is
It's no
actually white
such thing as
coffee?
well, technically we don't go into the marketing side. Yeah, we have to be black and white here. The technical stuff. So there is no white coffee, right? The coffee colored white. There is no such thing, right? So some people in I think in Malay, they call, some of them are calling white coffee because they mix with creamer. They just call it a white coffee. It's a term of a menu term, like just latte. Latte means milk, right? Latte is it's an Italian word. The meaning is just straight milk. But you say just in Indonesia, just say susu, right? I mean, in the coffee shops, they just came not just latte, not just susu, but they come with a coffee with milk, right? It's just like it's like a menu marketing term to call some of the product, but it raises some confusion whether it's white coffee is, hey, it's white seems healthier, or white seems I don't know, the perception would be, but it's quite confusion, including luwak. So there is some very much confusion about luwak, whether it is, I don't really stand about we promote luwak as one of the best coffee experience from Indonesia. Yeah, I'm not one of those. Yeah, I really believe that we have to celebrate the farmers, yeah, the community, not the luwak. They have their own world that we may not interfere, yeah, should not be interfered, yeah. But yeah, there's some exoticism with some luwak when there's so much claim that I see myself as a brand of Anomaly will not enter the commodity of luwak coffee. We sell only wild luwak, very limited, and usually almost always sold out, because we have to know the farmers. They don't cage luwak, and we know the process of them harvesting really limited of luwak coffee. And if it is sold out, it is sold out. We're not entering into the luwak commodity.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, Pak Irvan, since we have limited time, I think there is one more question. Yeah, one last question here in the chat box. Yeah, it's about branding, I think. I would like to ask about, do you have any advices to newcomers in this coffee industry in order to compete with the big brands? Yeah, and what kind of aspects that we must differentiate so people can recognize us?
Okay, very interesting, and it is a very relevant question. I still consider myself that is the biggest the biggest challenge to ask myself, if me opening a new coffee shop without co-founding Anomaly Coffee, for example, what would I do, right? I think I'm going to repeat myself, my effort with my partner, Agam, in the beginning of in 2007. Yeah, I think you still. I hope you still remember the word coffee curator. Why we put coffee curator in our vision, not as a coffee shop, is because we don't want to limit ourselves. We don't want to limit to have one just a box business model. By then you cannot interact with change. By then you cannot enriching the ecosystem of the industry. So by doing coffee curator, we believe in we can do a lot of things and still in serious high quality of coffee with high involvement and inclusivity of the value chain from farmers through our traders and all the way to cooperative and all the way to Anomaly Coffee. That's one thing. And the second thing is, it has to be a news value kind of action. For example, in 2007, there is not much of social media. Yeah, I think Instagram is really, I don't know if there's so many Indonesian people are joining Instagram in 2007, or I don't know if there's exists. Yeah, there's exists Friendster and Facebook maybe already there. So we share some our knowledge and our point of view of doing business. If we went to plantations, we share with them. We don't. It's not our paradigm that knowledge is our asset. It is, so our main asset is our engagement with our consumer, right? So the engagement, it becomes our biggest asset. And to have an engagement, we have to communicate. To communicate, we have to exchange knowledge, right? So education is one of the core value of Anomaly from the very beginning. So we share photos, videos, articles if we went to the plantation, and it is really not many of people are doing those kind of things, right? And if you want to do it right now, I think there is already too many coffee shops are sharing some adventures to the plantation. We have to find some other news value to have it right now. One of the I think to put some examples, we need clear examples, right? For example, I will name some brand. Tadasih, yeah. TADASIH, yeah. There's the brand, yeah. That I really put some respect, and they are opening a new angle of news value in coffee, of doing some limited micro lot, and the owner himself are explaining and putting a lot of effort to bring more experience to the consumers. And it goes as well to Kenali Coffee, Kenali, yeah, Kenali Coffee. You have to visit in Cipete. They're also presenting. There's really a small coffee shop, but they are presenting a very good approach of getting our attention as consumer in this in almost yellow to red ocean of coffee shops, right? I think those kind of efforts are really, really interesting to have a look. And in a mass scale, I think I really believe in mechanization and technology would be implemented. I really can see that in a mass scale, they're going to be a very interesting vending machine. There's that presenting a new angle of presenting high quality coffee with an affordable and really straightforward kind of process to serve. If there is a high quality product, but a straightforward process to serve, it will become more affordable. Specialty products, those kind of innovation, market innovation, I see would come in a near future.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Irvan, for actually again reminding us, the value of sustainability, empowerment of the communities, as well as good business practices. So I will pass the next session to our MC, Priska over here. Priska, are you there?
Yes, thank you, Wadila. And thank you, Pak Irvan, for taking time out of your busy schedule to share your valuable insight with all of us. And therefore, we would like to give the token of appreciation for Pak Irvan. So, Pak Irvan, please stay with us to take a quick photo session. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. One more time. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Okay.
One more time. 3, 2, 1. Okay, is that enough? Okay, thank you so much, Pak Irvan, and thank you, Wadila.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Now, everyone, please give a round of applause to Pak Irvan and Wadila. All right, last but not least, for all BINUSian, don't forget to claim your exit ticket through the link in the chat box, and make sure you fill out the forms with your full name because you will be given an e-certificate and SAT points. Also, we still have more interesting session throughout this week, so make sure you don't miss out and register yourself through the link in the chat box. Now we're about to wrap up this session, so please turn on your camera and let us all take a quick photo session. Okay, can everyone turn on their camera? Okay, everyone's ready? Okay, there's 10 slides, so please bear with me, everyone. Okay, the first slide, 3, 2, 1. Second slide, 1, 2, 3. Third slide, 1, 2, 3. Fourth slide, 1, 2, 3. Fifth slide, 1, 2, 3. Sixth slide, 1, 2, 3. Seventh slide, 1, 2, 3. Eighth slide, 1, 2, 3. And ninth slide, Okay, hold on. One slide, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's about it. Thank you, everyone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's plenty of food for thought for today, and that wraps up our session. So it's been an honor for me to host this event, and on behalf of the IPW committee, I would like to extend a thank you to all the participants, and we look forward to seeing you at the other session. My name is Coffe, and sending warmest greetings, welcome to all of you. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Pak Irfan. Thank you, Bu
Take care.
Adila. Thank you all.